There is a house in Levittown, Pennsylvania, built in 1948 for $7,990. It is still standing. The original bones are tight. The floors have been refinished twice but never replaced. The original window frames are still doing their job. Now think about the subdivision that went up outside your town in 2017 or 2018. The fresh sod, the matching trim packages, the builder's flag still staked at the entrance. A significant portion of those homes are already failing. Walls with hidden rot. Floors cracking at the seams. Pipes slowly turning brittle inside the ceiling. Not because the owners neglected them. Because the houses were engineered with a very specific expiration date in mind. That is not a coincidence. That is the business model. Over the last 20 years, residential construction in America has been consolidated into the hands of a small number of massive publicly traded corporations. D.R. Horton, Lennar, Pult Group. 10 builders now control roughly 40% of all new home construction in this country. And when a corporation that answers to shareholders builds a house, the calculation works very differently than it did when a local contractor built your grandparents' home. The question is not what is the best material for this wall. The question is what is the cheapest material that passes the local code inspection and keeps the builder legally protected until the warranty clock runs out. That calculation has a name: builder grade. It sounds like a professional standard. It is the exact opposite. Builder grade is the industry's shorthand for the absolute legal minimum. It means the $480,000 home you're standing in was engineered with the same fundamental philosophy as a disposable camera. It needs to function well enough to pass inspection and look attractive on the showing. After that, its problems belong to you. The builder's warranty is typically 1 year. After that, every failure belongs to you. The exterior walls of a modern new construction home are sheathed in a product called OSB, Oriented Strand Board. It is manufactured from wood scraps and chips pressed together with synthetic adhesive. It costs meaningfully less per sheet than plywood, and when a builder is putting up thousands of homes a year, that price difference adds up to millions in margin. Builders use it almost universally now. The problem is what happens when OSB gets wet. A house is not a sealed container. Rain finds a gap in the flashing around a roof penetration. A window installer leaves a seam improperly seated. A bathroom exhaust fan routes into the attic instead of outside. These are not fringe scenarios. They are common conditions in ordinary homes, and they happen in new construction regularly. When OSB absorbs moisture, the synthetic binders holding it together begin to break down. The edges swell permanently. Once that happens, OSB does not dry out and return to its original shape and strength the way plywood does. It just degrades. And because it is hidden behind vinyl siding and drywall, the damage compounds silently for years before anything visible reaches the surface. Plywood, laminated from continuous sheets of real wood veneer with alternating grain directions, survives moisture and retains its structural capacity. Mega builders use OSB because the margin math works better. You pay the difference eventually. The flooring industry has run a parallel scam with a product called LVP, Luxury Vinyl Plank. Walk through any new build or recently flipped house and the floors will be covered in it. Manufacturers market it as waterproof and durable, and those words are doing a tremendous amount of work. LVP is a thin sheet of PVC plastic with a photographic print of wood grain laminated on the surface. It is not wood in any sense of the word. When the wear layer scratches through, which it will within a few years of ordinary household use, there is no fix. Sand it and you are cutting through a photograph into raw plastic. Strip it and refinish it, the way you would real hardwood, and the floor simply does not exist anymore. Your only option is to tear out the entire floor and dispose of it. Hundreds of pounds of synthetic material going straight to a landfill. A solid hardwood floor made from thick milled oak or maple can be sanded and refinished up to 6 times over its life. It is a generational material. It gets better with age. LVP is sold as a premium upgrade and priced to match. It is a 10-year countdown dressed up as a floor. The plumbing hidden inside those walls is where the risk becomes genuinely serious. Copper was the residential standard for most of the 20th century for simple reasons. It is naturally antimicrobial. It does not degrade from tap water chemistry. A properly installed copper system outlasts the mortgage and the family that took it out. Builders largely abandoned copper because it is expensive and requires skilled trade work. What replaced it in most new construction is CPVC, a rigid plastic pipe, along with PEX tubing connected with plastic insert fittings. CPVC carries a failure mechanism that does not announce itself early. The chlorine that municipal water systems add to drinking water slowly attacks the plastic at a chemical level. Over 10 to 15 years, the pipe becomes brittle enough that normal pressure fluctuations in the line can fracture it without any external warning. Not a slow drip. A sudden break inside the wall. Where PEX tubing itself is reasonably flexible and durable, the cheap plastic compression fittings used in cost-optimized construction are not. They fail silently. A pinhole crack behind drywall will run for months before the mold smell tells you something is wrong. When you finally open that wall, the remediation bill will be many times what the copper would have cost. Above all of it, at the very top of the structure, is the roofing scam. New construction homes are almost universally covered in architectural asphalt shingles, carrying a 30-year warranty on the packaging. Read the actual warranty. The coverage prorates sharply after the first 10 years and explicitly excludes most weather damage, which is how roofs actually fail in the real world. Under UV exposure and seasonal temperature swings, an asphalt shingle roof begins serious deterioration between 12 and 15 years. The binder dries out, the edges start to lift, and a 60-mile-per-hour wind gust pulls sections off the deck entirely. At that point, you are looking at a $15,000 to $20,000 roof replacement on a home you still have decades of payments on. None of this is bad luck. The 1-year builder warranty is not a confident statement. It is a legal mechanism for transferring liability. Once it expires, the builder has walked away clean. They are already staking lots in the next county. If you are buying new construction, treat the material specifications as part of the negotiation before you sign anything. Ask in writing whether the exterior sheathing is plywood or OSB. Ask what the plumbing system is made of and how the connections are made. Find out the specific roofing product and read the warranty terms yourself. If the sales representative cannot give you clear answers, or if they tell you those decisions are already made and not subject to change, you have just learned the most important thing about that house. It was not built for your family's next 30 years. It was built for the builder's next earnings report, and those two things have never been the same.